Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, good morning, my beautiful peoples. It's nice to see. I'm trying to find out which. Oh, that does link. Look at that. I do like that. Okay, well, I do have a way of linking them. Huh. I'll have to do that again. Hi, guys. I'm Bullhorn Betty. We're coming here from the Bullhorn Betty channel. Today's kind of a little crazy. I'm in a lot of pain today. We've got a lot that we're going to be covering today. I'm going to try to do it here, but I don't think I'm running the show outside of this show today from the studio. I just don't see it happening. We've got a lot going on for the updates today. So I'm going to get into a new case, Rebecca Parks. I know people have already started hearing about some of the, let me go ahead and pause this slideshow. Let me get the background I want. Which one do I want? Do we want old fashioned? Do we want rockin'? Ooh, I like that one too. I'm partial to the gold, but I'm not feeling very gold. So we'll go with we'll go with that one. That one looks good. I think that'll be okay. The people that are over there, oh, I'm so sorry. I started moving my thing around, and when I start moving my thing around, it changes my vertical. I've got to fix the vertical and all this other stuff. I haven't done it. I've been lazy. I actually haven't been lazy. I've been working my ass off, but I haven't been working on the true crime side. Today is going to be a little bit different. So what we have up for today, before we dive into the meat and potatoes of this story, guys, I'm Bullhorn Betty. We are the loudest channel on YouTube first in the morning, getting you up, getting you off to work, and giving you some information while you get dressed, while you get off to work. And for those that get to stay home and get to hang out with me today, we've got a lot in the pipeline for today. So we're going to be starting out the true crime community, and we're going to be starting out with Rebecca Parks. We're going to be talking about Summer Wells today, Lily and Jack Sullivan, and Sebastian Rogers. All four cases are going to be discussed today. All four cases, not on this particular show, are going to be released throughout the day. On the political side, I'm going to be preparing an article about the filibuster. And this is kind of a lot of people in the political and the federal side of the United States politics, there's been a huge call for the removal of the filibuster. I'm one of those people. I was anti removing the filibuster, but now looking at everything that I've looked at, looking at the behavior of the Democrat Party, previously seeing, Joe Manchin lose his job because they wanted to go for the filibuster. We're going to be doing the report on the filibuster about what is it. How long has it been? It's been part of our institution for quite some time. And should we remove it? So that'll be coming out today. We also have Pete Hegseth arguing with, mainstream media over a narco-terrorist boat strike. And they chose to sink the boat, and they're trying to turn it into a war crime because the Democrat Party is an evil. The hierarchy. Now, I know that your mom and pops here, you guys kind of have to deal with your party, kind of, sort of, right? But they are turning this, our war on drugs in trying to hold, like, we ain't selling the drugs, okay? So why any politicians have a problem with us stopping the substances from coming through here, you guys are going to have to deal with that, okay? I'm not even going to get into it. You don't even want me to get started on it, okay? So I'm just going to let you Democrats deal with your own problems, okay? But we can't be having this. We're not going to sit there and go after Pete Hegseth and say he's committing war crimes when he's doing his job, and he's doing a damn good job, by the way. So that will be coming out. We got some updates on the Tennessee. Many of us are in the Tennessee area, right? We've been invested in Tennessee for quite some time. We as a channel are highly invested in changing the landscape there, okay? We want tougher penalties for people that hurt children, and we did get a movement in the right direction with a special election in Nashville, and Van Epps did get that. So just congratulations to Van Epps. That was a seat we did need. And so for more local news here in Manatee County and Florida, I'm going to be doing a report on the good old boys system and its destruction to the political dynamic, as well as report for the the state of Florida, and how they feel Manatee County is doing. So if anybody's interested, that is the lineup for today. Quite a large lineup of news and content that's going to be coming out. So certainly it is going to appeal. Something is going to appeal to just about everyone, whether you're here, whether you're political, whether you're just true crime, whether you're in the state of Florida, whether you're local near me, anything and everything, you guys are going to be touched today. So we'll get rolling out with that. Now, this particular case that we are coming up to, this whole situation with, where is my, excuse me, I've got to change to a different, nope, good gracious, there we go. Yep, that's it. And the poor folks over here, you guys don't even get to see me. Okay, there we go. So this is the case. Let me get this down so you guys can see this if you're on the vertical mode. I do apologize. It's going to be a little bit of a learning curve as I, continue to work on this vertical and landscape mode. What I'm trying to do is really, are people really coming over here for the landscape mode? If they are, then we're going to continue to roll with it. It looks like there's still, 1,000 or 2,000 people a day that roll through the cell phone. So I want to appeal to everybody, right? So we want to appeal to the people that are on the computers and on the cell phone, so you guys can get to see kind of what we're doing. So I'm pretty much going to stay here in this area of the channel on, the horizontal and vertical. If you're on vertical, you will see Rebecca behind me. If you are on horizontal, you'll see her next to me, okay? So that's how you know what mode you are on. Okay, now that we're done with all of this stuff, I am really interested in providing you guys as much information about this case as possible, and then we will discuss. Let me make sure that my chat is working. Chat is still working. So I'm going to say hi to everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Melanie, it's nice to see you. E or Blues, I saw you in the other chat. So I went ahead and pinned that this is the vertical chat. We're in the horizontal for the folks that would like to participate. I am monitoring that chat. So you looky-loos, you nasty people over there in the vertical stream, not so fast. Not so fast. Thank you, Big Mac Mike. Even though I don't see you over there, I see you over here. So good morning. I'm running both the streams. I am going to merge them together when I have some time. I don't have time right now, okay? We've got a lot of building to do on this channel. It's not going to happen overnight, so we're just going to deal with the growing pains that we're dealing with. So I thank you all for being here. It's nice to see you. And, of course, Melanie bringing the cheer, saying Happy Wednesday. Betty, Delilah, Mods, and chat sending love to you, BHB, because you're a love machine. I'm a love machine. Ow! And I've been looking to see what kind of other buttons we can push, my handy dandy button machine, right? And I found one that I kind of like, and I can't remember which one it is. Hold on, I will find it. I thought it was down at the bottom. I can't find it. Is that the last one? It is the last one. It's got to be down here. I remember seeing it.
Nope.
I'm sorry, guys. I know what it was. It was the drum. I wish I could, Damn it. Waking up. Guys, I'm sorry. That's some funny stuff right there. It's time to wake up. You're on the Bullhorn Betty channel. No, they had a drum. Is the drum on this one? No, that's the jail door. Listen to this. This sounds so corny. This is bones. This is breaking bones, okay? Listen to this. This is corny. Tell me that's not corny, guys. Come on. That's corny. That's not even breaking bones. That sounds like freaking bamboo being dropped on the floor. Bamboo. Okay, well, I can't find it. Damn it. I'm going to have to... Oh, they even have a taco. Did we do taco alert yesterday? No, doesn't have the same effect on Wednesday, I guess. I guess it just doesn't have the same effect on Wednesday. I'm sorry. Oh, I see Sandwich and Tulips. You guys are in the wrong chat, by the way. You guys are in the horizontal chat, but I see you over there. You guys can stay over there if you want to. Yeah, nobody making you come over to the horizontal side. I'm just saying you're not going to have all your friends over there. That's all I'm saying. You know? That's all Betty's saying. We still love you. We just don't want you thinking we're ignoring you. That's all. Lisa B, always, it's nice to see you. Gigi for life, it's nice to see you. Houston, hey, babe. Sonia up in the house. Donna, Denise, it's nice to see you. B, Betty fan. Nightbot, our trusted Nightbot, working around the clock. Trust the process, it's nice to see you. Amelia, good morning, love bug. I hope you're doing well. Peggy, good morning. Groovy Gal is up in the house today. I gotta tell you, I feel like the Go-Go Gadget little motorsport guy that says I can talk faster than anybody in the world this morning. I think that our espresso is really working overtime on me, but we're not going to stop talking because it's just our thing. Alcoholic, it's nice to see you. Hey, me and you. Oh, look who it is. It's me and you. Crystal Pistol up in the house. Yes, I do have to come up for a little bit of air every now and again. It's nice to see you, love bug. Mama, hello, good morning. Who else do we have? BMW Coupe, it's nice to see you. Dina, it's nice to see you as well. Good morning. Who else do we have up in the chat? I think we're kind of almost to the bottom. Oh, and of course, today is not my day. Alicia, Tulips decided to come. Oh, look at that. Big Mac Mike decided to come on over. Rover, come on over. It's nice to see you, loves. Yeah, we got the vertical for the bad people, okay, and the people that don't talk, right? The ones that just want to listen in the background, even not non-troll people. We got a lot of people that like watching the Bullhorn Betty channel. They just don't like talking to all of you. They don't like you. I'm sorry. You know, I question. You know, I like some of you. Just a few of you. We got a short list over here on the Bullhorn Betty show. Mama Bear, it's nice to see you. Some of us are shy. That's okay. We love you. We even love the shy ones. Don't let us fool you. We'll get you whipped into shape before long. I want to save those. Delilah, not today, honey. I know you want to say hi to everybody. We already rolling. Oh, you guys should see this little thing. She is just so cute. She got her little paws up on the little thing. She just stretches so hard, like, Mommy, I'm here. I'm right here. And she's got the cute. You guys know this darn dog's got the cutest stinking face in the world. Okay, I'm sorry. She just cute. Okay, and it's not just because she's mine. She's just cute. Okay. She got the it factor. I don't know how I was blessed with this thing. I just don't know, but I was. And she does have the it factor. You know how I know? Because even when I don't want to get up in the morning, she goes and starts licking my face, all right? This morning, the alarm goes off at 4:30. I'm in a lot of pain, folks. I know you guys think I'm just rolling and I'm just, you just normal Bullhorn Betty, but I'm not. I'm in a lot of pain today. So I'm rolling over. I'm not feeling good. And she's like, hey, Mommy. And she waits until my eyes, and I, start to try to stretch some of this pain out. And she jumps right on my chest. It's like, yes, we're talking. Look at you. Good gracious. You're too damn cute. All right. Come here and say hi to everybody. Come say hi. Say hi. Say, I am the, let me get you. Say, I am the boss. Yes, say, I am the boss. Say, my mama she just doesn't know what to do with me. I look at her and she does whatever the heck I want. I told her to go get me a treat and she went and got me a treat. The little girl. Oh, yeah. Go on, go. Oh, I know. Hold on, guys. No, she's going to have to suffer. Just go over there and lay down. You're fine. Go. We're busy. Come on. Yep. Thank you. I know what it is. I was cleaning the floor and I put all her toys in her favorite bed. And so now she's got all the toys in her favorite bed. She's got no place to lay. So she's got a bed in here, but it's not her, this is kind of the old bed, right? That's in here. So she wants her bed. She wants her place to lay down, and it's full of toys. So that's what it is. That's what it is. Anyways, guys, thank you for bearing with me. This case, you know what? I wasn't really expecting to find what I found in this case, but it's pretty shocking. To say the least. I think that the plot line behind Rebecca Parks is shocking. I think the people involved with this whole thing with this poor woman is shocking. The details of her life are sad. Hey, Phil, it's nice to see you. Tanya, me and you, good morning. Brown-eyed girl, it's nice to see you. Holler out the brown chicken. I think, if I recall correctly, I think I did see some comment, and I glossed right over brown chicken the other day, and I want to say I'm sorry about that. Every now and again, I'm rude unintentionally. And so good morning, and hopefully you're on the replay crew. I don't ever intentionally try to be nasty to my audience. Sometimes I do, just because I'm who I am, and it's not intentional. We're here for true crime, but sometimes my political frustration does overboil on this channel, I will tell you. This young lady was only 22 years old, and she already had a pretty, rotten life as is. When she and her sister were born, which is Kimberly Parks here, okay, her sister's also in jail right now. Her biological mom is in jail right now. Her stepfather that's married to her biological mom is in jail right now. And her fiance. My mind is so blown when it comes to this, because let's face it, we may have one piece of shit in our family. Excuse my language, by the way. If you guys would like to contribute to the cuss jar, you're more than welcome. I don't mean to cuss, but there are just some things that just roll right off my tongue, okay? And I do apologize for that if it's offensive. But at the end of the day, I look at this and I wonder who was ever in this woman's life that truly cared for her, when her mother, her sister, and her fiance are behind bars and she's dead. This is almost, hey Jude, it's nice to see you, love. This is almost not as egregious. Well, it's egregious. It's just beyond egregious. I mean, it is beyond egregious in this case, but you'll understand what I mean. But it's almost Austin Drummond like, not in the sense of the gangs and all the stuff like that, but in the sense of the family. Like this, he took out he was bringing life in with that family, and he took out his own child's aunt and cousins. Like, you see what I'm saying? And so now you come to this case. So that aspect of it, not how it happened, not the fact that he's a gay, just that very isolated resemblance, okay? From that case to this case. Hey, Peggy, it's nice to see you. I knew the baby hasn't been found. I do have speculation on that, though. I do have speculation on what I think happened. I really do. And it's not good. As you guys can imagine, it's not good. But I do have some speculative. Let me turn this on. Do I even need that? I don't even think I need that. Let me just turn that off. You guys can't tell a difference whether I had that on or not. It's battery operated, so if I don't have to, charge it, I do have these. There's so much stuff I haven't set up yet, okay? This whole studio needs to be revamped. I'm actually thinking about painting the walls green in here, just to eliminate the green screens. I can't stand these damn green screens, okay? They're bulky. But whatever. We'll deal with it. We'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out. But anyways, this young lady was 22 years old. She was pregnant. And here's a kicker we didn't know at the very beginning. And maybe some people did. I personally didn't when I was reading this. Hey, Annie's, it's nice to see you. I think the baby was born. I don't think that, because then why would they take the baby out of the woman's belly? So it sounds like we're going to get into it. I don't want to jump ahead. I don't want to jump ahead too yet. Okay, I just don't want to jump ahead yet. So let's get into it, okay? So if you guys don't already know, Rebecca is 22 years old. Okay, she was 22 years old. She has been found. She has been murdered. There was some damage to her body. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. Again, we're going to take this step by step because I want to walk you through why I feel the way I feel, okay? So Rebecca's 22 years old. She was last seen November 3rd. She was about 38 to 39 weeks pregnant, almost full term. When she disappeared. A body matching hers was found 22 days later on November 25th, right before Thanksgiving. And it was found in Manistee. And if I'm trying to pronunciate these words correctly, but some of these things do not follow phonics. You guys know that, especially when it comes to like Spanish and Indian type names. They don't really follow the phonics. So hopefully I've got it right. In Manistee National Forest, this is in Wexford County, the baby was not found with her, okay? The baby was not found with her. So I want you to understand that the baby was inside of her, the baby was not full term, and the baby was not found with her, okay? So I'm not going to get into the graphic nature. This is where I'm going to have you guys use your own imagery. There were definitely injuries on her body, okay? And a baby was missing. So that's going to be, I need some people here to connect the dots on what may have happened. Yes, Brown-Eyed Girl is getting it. Brown-Eyed Girl is getting it. Okay, Hey Jude just gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. It looks like Brown-Eyed Girl's got it. Well, thank you both for that. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket in your padded room and welcome aboard. Yes, so you guys are starting to get this. Ooh, I don't have, hold on guys. I do not have our... Excuse me, and I do apologize for this, but I do not have our live chat on the mode, the vertical mode. So let me pull this live chat for you guys, so you guys can see what's going on the live chat as well. There we go. We'll put it right above my name. There, I think that'll work. If it runs over, I'll try to adjust it, but there you go. At least you can see what's going on in chat. Sorry about that. So, now you guys are seeing and hearing, it's too graphic in my opinion to describe the injuries, okay? The only way I'm going to describe it, and I still think it's a little graphic, is bored out, okay? I don't know what else to say. According to the witnesses there, it was very obvious, okay? And it's very disturbing that a family could do this. So I do have suggestions that might explain all of this, but let's keep going through here. Her biological mother, Courtney Bartholomew, and stepfather, Brad Bartholomew, were arrested and charged with first-degree murder, torture, assault, causing miscarriage, stillborn, and related counts. Prosecutors allege the unborn was still forcibly removed and died. That's what I'm hearing. Additionally, Rebecca's sister Kimberly faces charges tied to tampering reports, and Rebecca's fiance was arrested on unrelated drug charges. Investigators and searchers for the infant continue. Authorities reported the autopsy found Park no longer pregnant. Those were the official words that were being used by authorities. No longer pregnant. When her remains were examined, searches for baby and further evidence are ongoing. It is a crazy case. You're right. This is highly disturbing. The details of the case are highly disturbing, but let's face it, we're true crime, okay? Everything that we cover here is highly disturbing, okay? But there are just some cases that have that just extra. Okay, this is one of those cases that have that extra because we find it absolutely deplorable. We're good people. We love our families, right? It is hard for us here to try to understand the horrors in some of these families because it's hard to it's hard to understand something we don't understand, right? We love our families. We love our children. We don't understand what it's like not to have love for our family or our children. There are people out there that do not have that love for their family that we all possess. They are messed up people. Right? They're messed up people. But what a shame. What a shame. Beautiful young lady. Beautiful young lady. She got out. Okay, she was adopted. Her and her sister, Kimberly, were no longer with their mother, Courtney. They were adopted out very young, from my understanding. It sounds like Rebecca, always maintained some type of relationship with her biological mother. Again, this is one of those cases, but I'm understanding that Kimberly was also taken out of the house and in foster care as well. But we'll go through all of this because, again, it is pretty shocking. It is pretty shocking. I did a lot of extra detail. Sorry, you're going to be hearing me hit. I could pull it up on this. It'd probably be easier if I just pulled it up on this, but I didn't want to be messing with my I don't like this. I've got to get a whole new mouse and something that's working better for me. There's just some things I just don't like the way they work. But at the end of the day, a pregnant woman disappears from northern Michigan. 3 weeks later, searchers find her remains in a national forest. Her unborn child gone. Today, the people charged in the disappearance include the woman's own biological mother and her own biological sister, a stepfather, and a fiance. This is the case of Rebecca Parks, and today we're going to examine what happened, who's been arrested, and what investigators say about the missing baby. Okay? I'm just going, before we get started on here, I want to get through this a little bit further before we dive into it, but in all fairness, I do want to just make a statement here of my own volition here, instead of it being so catered. But I believe that this is what I believe happened. This Rebecca came across $2,000. So she was in possession of $2,000 at the time of her death too. I think it was the $2,000 that contributed to her death. I think her family, she's around a bunch. She may herself be an addict. I don't know her history, but I if her husband is slinging substances, and her mother, and look at all these people. You can tell all the people around. She's got a beautiful face. The victim is beautiful here, okay? The victim looks very beautiful, and you're looking around to all these people that are around her, okay? Now, let me just bring this up, and I this is not to victim shame or victim blame or anything, because you guys know I don't really care. I don't believe that people that are on substances deserve to lose their life, whether I agree with their lifestyle or not. It's not for me. I don't live these people's lifestyle. They have to live their lifestyle. I judge their lifestyle, just like other people judge mine, right? But I don't want anything bad to ever come to anyone, ever. And nor do I think somebody that has substance abuse is okay to extinguish just because they are a little different than the rest of us or struggle. I don't believe that. I love all people. I truly believe, from the background I come from, that people on substances and drugs and alcohol and stuff, they can be saved. They can be saved. They can get their life together. They can change their life and live an amazing life. I know it. I've seen it. I've done it myself. It's a hard walk to walk, but those that have it in them can get through it. And so I always believe in second chances. In part, there are some things that a person will do that is no chances here for me. I don't care. I have to just section that out. I am a Christian woman, but I do believe in DP. I do believe in holding people accountable with their life. There are things that I just believe in as an American citizen in the way that I have been brought up in my ideology. Okay. However, we have clergymen in clergy women that are out there that believe that every soul is savable. Okay. And that's their job. Okay. That's not my job. I just because I'm religious and just because I'm a Christian does not mean I believe in those values. I believe there are things that that just make you a monster. Hurting a child, being a predator to a child, there's no love in my heart for that. You know, I know that that's my weakness, so I give that over to the clergy people, right? Those are the people that are designed to handle those sensitive topics. I'm not. God did not build Bullhorn Betty in that way, okay? And if we believe that God doesn't make mistakes, then I have to believe that I'm not a mistake. I have to believe my mentality is not a mistake. So I leave my job to me, and I leave their job to them. And I'm never going to criticize a clergy person that thinks somebody is salvageable and savable. I'm never going to criticize them. I hope they are. You know, but in my experience, all too often, especially when it comes to children and the serial killers, I truly do not believe that they are salvageable. I think there's something majorly wrong with the makeup of their being. You know, why are they like that? I don't know why they are like that. I just know that because nobody can explain it, there's no cure for it, okay? And unfortunately, they wreak havoc on society and we can't have it, you know, unfortunately. So, you know, what do you do? What do you do? But this case, I think, defies all humanity. A mom, a stepfather, a sister, and a fiance. So two things may have happened. Okay, she may have also been in substances. She may have, okay, OD'd. This is a real possibility in this case, okay? You don't ever want to think a pregnant mother is doing those things, and I understand it. But I'm looking at her family dynamic and who she made that baby with, and it's a far stretch for me to believe that she's not diddling in that kind of lifestyle, okay? And the kind of substances can unalive somebody, okay? So what could have happened? Now, I it's just depraved as this is. You know, we're looking at this case in one singular lens, that these people are homicidal freaks, right? But does that really fit this case? I don't really believe it does. We've got a lot of drug addicts here. Okay, so I'm kind of developing a theory with me, and we're going to kind of break into that a little more detail as we break down. But I think that there is a possibility of her ODing and them trying to save the baby. That is one of the elements that could meet all of these things, you know, because it is her mom, it is her sister, it is her fiance. So it could be a situation where she was dying, she was dead, and they're trying to save a child. Now people are going to say, I already see people, Nancy's like, no way, too far-fetched. I'm just putting out possibilities here, okay? This is not anything I'm you know, on. That could be one of them. The other, because she did have $2,000 that day, and they're trying to imply that they might have unalived her for the $2,000. I don't know. If you're an addict and you get money like that, you're going to the D-man's house, okay? You're going to the D-man's house, okay? If she's like that and she's got that money in her hand and she's hanging out with all of these not so savory people, that's a lot of substances. $2,000 is a lot. Okay, folks? It's a lot. Not necessarily for 5 people, but it's a lot. We don't know what substances. I mean, we're hearing math being involved, that Richard, her fiance, was, you know, distributing the math stuff, and that's what he's charged with. But if you hear, it's her mother and stepfather that is charged with the most horrific part of this. Did they try to take the $2,000 and her and then decide that maybe we'll just take the baby? Because I feel like the baby was taken out to save the baby. Now, these people are dirtbags. Okay? Here's another unsavory thought. Did they take this child out because they already had, like, maybe a cha-ching, cha-ching on the other end, a transaction? You guys get it. Something like ST or HT, right? As disgusting and vile as that could be, you know, it could be ST or HT. Right, Plant Lady. That's kind of where I'm going with it, right? And so that could be, I mean, we got some theories here, but we need to identify what may have truly happened, not just, outlandish theories. We need to have something that we can, believe. And in this day and age, it's not outlandish either, guys, because think about it. I never thought, but look at Michael Monkey Vaughn's case. Look at the limited details that have started coming out with Stacey Wandra's arrest. I mean, it was Adrian Lucen that put a dollar bill, $10,000 is what he says he could have the going rate for in California for a blonde hair, blue-eyed. You guys get it. You guys get it. So is it that? I mean, we got a lot to go through here. These people are unsavory people. How unsavory are they? We will walk through the timeline, the arrest, the autopsy reports, results, unanswered questions, right? Here are the verified facts from law enforcement. Crazy bio mom wanted babies, supposedly, IVF, possibly. We've heard some stranger stuff. I'm not opposed to any of this, folks. I'm not opposed to any of these theories, because this case is very, very bothersome. It's deplorable. And I don't want to, support monsters, but I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical with this case here, about the whole first-degree murder charge. I'm not sure that we can rise to that level just yet. Hey, Outer Banks, it's nice to see you, love. Veronica, good morning. Jekyll and Hyde, it's nice to see you. Nancy, if I didn't say hi to you, it's nice to see you. I don't think I specifically said hi to you, Nancy. I saw you. I spoke about you, but I didn't address you, so I apologize about that. So here's what we know. She's 22 years old. She was last seen November 3rd. She was approximately 38 to 39 weeks pregnant. Volunteers and law enforcement searched for weeks. On November 25th, they finally did find her body, matching the description in the National Forest. Officials confirmed confirmation from Wexler County Sheriff's Office and local news outlets that it was her. Authorities have said the autopsy showed she was no longer pregnant at the time of the examination, and the infant has not been found. Okay, I believe the infant perished. I do. I believe that they tried to save this child, or whatever happened, whether they got in a fight with this woman over the money and they accidentally killed her and they tried to save the baby. Whatever the case may be, I feel like they tried to save the baby and the baby perished, and they would have thrown this child out in the garbage can, but somebody said burn, this infant, I don't know. I don't know if we can call the baby an infant. Can we call the baby an infant? Because it was still inside her baby, and still inside her belly. So I'm not sure how we would define that. But it sounds like the family may have tried. I mean, I know you guys are not following me with this, and there might be some, but we have to take into consideration, it appears everybody was on substances here, okay? And there is a great possibility that this woman succumbed to substance abuse. I mean, we can't just make the leap that somebody, committed homicide in a situation like this, even though law enforcement has already started charging people. I get it. But in the work that we do, we just can't take their word for it without, what was the motive of unaliving this woman, and with all the substances. I mean, look at these people. I mean, does anybody believe that not one of these people are on drugs? Depends on what state they live in. Yeah, possibly. But it sounds like they're on substances, all of them. And I'd have to listen. I'm one of these firm believers that I just truly don't believe somebody. It's kind of like Malaya and Daniel Martel. I just don't believe that somebody is going to date somebody that's on substances, selling substances, and not contributing to that. Okay, it's hard for me to make a leap that this is the people that Rebecca hung around, yet Rebecca was the only one substance free. You see what I'm saying? So we have to apply that here, but we'll keep going. We'll keep going. This is just my opinions. Well, I've got psychological, ChatGPT may not agree with me. We'll see. But the authorities have said the autopsy shows she's no longer pregnant. Her biological mother and stepfather have been charged with multiple felonies, including first-degree homicide and assault causing miscarriage or stillborn. So they're saying that the parent, the only people that have been charged with this, so they must have done an investigation at Courtney and Bart and Brad's home, and they must have found the crime scene. That's the only way that I can look at this and say that, because we've got, Richard, he's in jail for substances, for sales, right? He's in jail for sales. She's in jail for, the sister's in jail for tampering with evidence. Okay, mom and stepdad are the ones that are charged with homicide. So for the people on the, which you guys can't even see him, but you got her fiance up here, you got her sister down here, this is the victim, this is her mother, and this is her stepfather. For those that are on horizontal, I was just giving a breakdown to the people that were in the vertical mode of who's who in this particular case. So it's the mom and the stepfather that have been charged with the homicide and those types of charges. So in order for them to be charged with that, they had to have found the crime scene. They had to have found the proverbial pool of blood, okay? They had to have been able to find that or locate that in order to make those charges, in my opinion, because I don't think her just walking out of the house and getting into a black car would automatically, even when they found her body in the national park, I don't see where it appears that I just think that they could not charge the mom and the stepdad without additional evidence, because the mom and stepdad basically said she got into a black car and then she was gone and she never returned back. Then her body was found in the national forest. So in order for them to charge her, even after they found the body, they would have had to connect her body to their home. And so the only thing I could think of, just thinking off the top of my head, is they would have had to been able to find the crime scene. They had to have been able to find the proverbial pool of blood. I don't see where, because even if they found her body out, and there's no telling that person that she allegedly got into the black car with wasn't the responsible party that did this to her. So for them to charge the mom and the stepdad, there had to have been some evidence, some not circumstantial, some physical evidence that attached that crime scene, that victim, to a crime scene, to the mom and the stepdad. That's just my opinion. We don't have that yet. So Rebecca Park grew up, what is it, town? Okay, so she grew up in her hometown, which is this area, the Wexford County. Public reports say she was adopted and raised by another family. So that's what I was trying to tell you guys early on. And she kept contact with her mother. She was in the final days of her pregnancy, due within days of when her remains were found. Victimology analysis, young, pregnant, geographically local network, contact with biological mother and relatives the night she disappeared. These are all risk factors that created both opportunity and motive for whoever was responsible or involved. She was last seen on November 3rd getting into a dark vehicle outside a relative's home. Cell phone found discarded along a 2-track road. Volunteer searches organized. Body was found on November 5th in the National Forest. Autopsy results cited she was no longer pregnant. What evidence do investigators have to a point, that points or led to these arrests? And those are kind of where we're kind of stuck, because we have to believe that there was something, but what do they have? Hey, want to be sleuthing something? It's nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. The charges read for Courtney and Brad: first-degree murder, torture. They've got her for torture. What happened? What does law enforcement think happened? So they charged them with torture, assault causing miscarriage or stillborn, conspiracy, unlawful imprisonment, removal of a deceased body. So I have to think for all of these charges to be there was some type of conspiracy. There was something that they used. They have to have some. I don't know of law enforcement charging these types of charges without having some really strong evidence. And my question is, why would a biological mother do this to her child? Her adult child? I don't know. But I can't imagine law enforcement just willy-nilly charging people with I could see where they may charge with first degree, even if they don't know. We've seen that happen where it was a drug overdose. They went ahead and charged with a first degree, and then, later, as they were preparing for trial, they reduced that to a second degree, or put an open murder charge on there for the jury to decide at what degree of murder this homicide was. We have seen those types of things go on in court cases, but we've never, these are strong charges. First degree murder, torture, and assault causing miscarriage or stillborn, conspiracy. There it is. Conspiracy, unlawful imprisonment, and removal of a dead body. The conspiracy. So maybe it was for the 2000. I don't know. I still think, there could be some stuff said here. I really believe. I'd like to know. First degree murder is obviously premeditation. Second degree murder is kind of like, it's not manslaughter, but it's kind of like, things got out of proportion and you could, you killed somebody, right? Second degree homicide. We can break down the actual legal language for it. How could a mother do that? Exactly, Skylar. I really don't know, but it's really, really crazy. Forensic nurse and obstetrician discuss what evidence would indicate a forced removal. So from what I did go and listen to the people that found her, it was very obvious that the child was intentionally removed from the woman's stomach area. From everything I could read, it was pretty disturbing. Pretty disturbing. So let me just go down here. What factual details in public records? Here's a summary. So we know that she was last seen on November 3rd. Her cell phone was discovered, discarded near her mother's home. The body was found on November 25th. She was reportedly 38 to 39 weeks pregnant. However, when her autopsy was examined, there was no child. She was not pregnant. The child had been removed. The arrest and charges: biological mother Courtney and stepfather seem to have the most serious and significant charges of the first degree homicide, conspiracy, torture, stuff that causes a miscarriage. Just really horrible charges that they've charged these two parents, and both of their bonds have been denied at arraignment, so they're going to be behind bars. But there is still a bond on Richard Fowler, which is $1 million, and on her sister Kimberly Parks, which the last I heard still remains at $750,000 at this moment. Public reports note that Rebecca was adopted and raised by a different family other than her biological mother, Bartholomew family. She was engaged to Richard Fowler beyond those broad strokes. Personal medical details of the victim should be treated sensitively, but we don't really have any of that information. What we do know is she was a young adult female in late term of pregnancy, near delivery date. Presents presence of biological family contact visited by biological mothers the night she disappeared, created both proximity and access. Phone discarded near her mother's home. No public evidence Rebecca had a history of violent involvement or dangerous associations before the disappearance. I do believe she was, I mean, everybody she's hanging around with is on substances, so there's got to be a substance element there in her life. There just has to be. I'm sorry. The arrest of the mother and the stepfather, charges including acts consistent with alleged forced removal of an infant. Investigators recovered the phone and located the body in a forest area. Familiar perpetrators or infanticide or forced birth cases sometimes have motives including resentment, desire for the child, and fertility history. Local reports indicate the Bartholomew's had struggled with infertility, citing carefully as reported. So it sounds like maybe her mom and stepfather wanted the child for themselves. Financial motives. She did have $2,000 on her, and of course they were on substances. So there's possibility of, delusion, psychopathy. So we have to think about those factors as well. Cell phone forensics. These are going to be what law enforcement is likely using. Vehicle and traffic camera footage, witness statements, DNA forensics on remains, and other recovered biological searches. There are no public formal or psychological evaluations of the suspect or victim released. So it's going to be hard filling in some of these things. However, due to online speculation, there are some clear, red flag, unverified red flags, but red flags nonetheless. The idea that Rebecca's biological mother planned the abduction to obtain a baby because of infertility. This matches some local reporting of infertility struggles. The baby was sold or taken across state lines. That's, one of the things that we talked about. Claims that the fiance or sister were involved in a larger conspiracy. The sister has been charged with tampering with evidence and information like that. Graphic speculation about exactly how the infant died. We don't know if this infant is dead or if this infant is alive. However, if all the people involved are in jail and the child's not with them, well, we've got a problem here. And it sounds to me like something happened to the baby when they tried to take the baby out of her. And, they would have had to try to hide that. And I don't think that they would have hid the baby in the same place they hid Rebecca. So a baby being smaller, can be handled a little bit differently. It's not as large or as cumbersome to move, to hide, to discard. There may be some areas that they may have buried this child in their yard or in a place that they would have liked. But if this is over infertility issues, well, what we can say is that Courtney would have wanted this child for herself. She wouldn't have been in the position to, ST or HT a child for profit, right? And I feel if this child was alive, the child would have been found with the grandmother. The child is not with the grandmother. I think we're going to find out this child did not make it. It's you can't just, children, babies are not like that. You can't. I know in many cases we can comfort a child, but when a mom perishes and it takes too long to get the baby out, the baby's going to have psychological or even problems if they that air is cut off. If they don't know what they're doing and they cut too deep and hurt the baby inside the womb, well, when that baby is delivered, they're going to have things that they can't do. It's not like if there's any problems here, they can't just go to a hospital and get help. I mean, what they did was beyond disgusting, right? This is just a sad case. No public releases of full charging affidavits in the reports that I reviewed. So we don't really have a whole lot to really go over, but we are going to go over some of the videos that we have related to this case, and that's what we're going to do now, and we're going to further discuss. So thank you guys for letting me just read all of this information to you. We do have some buyer beware type of things that we are going to get to at the end of this segment. Let me move my, there we go. I think this will help you guys. There we go.
Are now charged with her death.
And those charges giving us a glimpse of what investigators say happened to the 22-year-old and her baby.
Rebecca's biological mother and stepfather, Courtney and Bradley Bartholomew, in court today on 8 charges each.
Now we are warning you, the details of this case are very difficult to hear. Up North Live's Tony Lundy joins us live from the Wexford County Courthouse, where the couple was charged with the murder of Rebecca and her baby. Tony, what was the atmosphere like inside that courtroom today?
Well, Melissa and Mark, the courtroom was packed with family, friends, and others from the community, all hopeful to find answers on this month-long case. But many left that courtroom today heartbroken. The graphic details laid out by the prosecuting attorney describing what investigators say led to the death of Rebecca Park and her baby. The accused, Rebecca's biological mom, Courtney Bartholomew, and stepdad, Brad Bartholomew.
They brought Rebecca Park to their home. They forced her into a vehicle and took her into the woods where they stabbed her, forced her to lie on the ground while they...
Okay, now we have the details. See, I didn't read any of those details. But again, I'm just now getting into this, and I went and pulled reports on everything going on. I knew it had to be serious, but I was hoping that we had something that was incorrect, because there's substances here. And I'm interested in finding out how they plan on prosecuting this case, because this is so egregious. This is so egregious. Let's keep going.
Cut her baby out of her, ultimately causing her death and the death of the baby.
The courtroom was filled with the same people who desperately searched for Rebecca after she was reported missing 1 month ago. And now, hearing the details that led to her death left many visibly distraught. The prosecutor asking the judge to leave no room for leniency.
This is as heinous and as awful a case as it could be. And I don't believe there are any circumstances in which Mr. Bartholomew should be granted any bond.
The judge did agree, ordering both Courtney and Bradley Bartholomew.
How in the hell do you do that to your freaking child? Can somebody just, like, what the hell is going on? How does anybody ever think, like, this ain't gonna work? Does anybody think of the consequences? I'm still, I want to see the evidence, because I'm in disbelief. I mean, I know there are pieces of shit out there. I mean, obviously the mom wasn't very good anyways. I mean, she lost all of her kids, and I'm talking about the woman that's behind bars right now for this. But what? I'll look at an episode. I don't think it's possible. Listen, I was on a lot of crap, okay, in my 20s. Good gracious. Okay, never once in my mind did I ever want to hurt somebody, okay? Even on my worst days, okay? And some of those days were pretty frustrated. And never did I want to hurt anybody. I don't think, I understand that just because the substance didn't do that to my brain doesn't mean they won't do that to somebody else's brain, because you're putting chemicals to a brain that functions your entire body. Like, your arms, your legs, how you think, how you process information. Like, you could really, do some, I don't know. This is disgusting. Like, this is rough for Betty. we talk about a lot of cases on this channel, a lot of some pretty skunky, funky, stuff on here. But this, folks, this is bad. This is bad.
You to continue being held without bond and are ordered to not have communication with one another from the jails. Live in Wexford County, Tony Lundy, Up North Live News.
Thanks for
listening. Wow. Rebecca Park's body was found 3 weeks after she was reported missing, 38 weeks pregnant. The baby was not found, as we clearly know. I don't know why this keeps putting this stuff up there.
No. Oh, wait. Maybe I have to hit the camera button. There we go. Hey, you guys are live right now.
I'm ready whenever you guys are. Are we ready to go? Earlier today at approximately 2:16 p.m., a body was discovered in the Manistee National Forest not far from here. Currently the Wexford County Sheriff's Office, the Michigan State Police, and the Michigan State Police Crime Lab are investigating that scene. The young lady that was found resembles Rebecca Parks, a young lady that went missing on November 4th, and we are currently actively investigating that. So if you have anything you want to say, or if there's any questions?
You can always tell the officers and law enforcement agencies that don't deal with this kind of crime, don't deal with a whole bunch of cameras in their face. A lot of law enforcement don't deal with that. So when you hear them on here and you're like, oh wow, they speak awful, it's because they don't have to deal with a whole bunch. It's a different beast when you got cameras and microphones. Stuck in your face, and how you deal with that and trying to get the information, and you got so many things to remember, because you can't say this, you can't say that, you got to be very, very cautious of what you do release. You got so many things going on in your brain that you try to get a statement, but some people just aren't prepared for this. This is one of those things. I don't think it's a bad thing. I like to see this because it tells me there's not a whole lot of crime going on, or major crime. Every place has crime, but is it major crime? Is it violent crime? Is it crime that's lethal? What kind of crime are we dealing with? And that's what we like to get down to the bottom of.
That appears to look like her?
Yes, appears to resemble. It resembles Rebecca Parks.
So you're not saying for sure that it is Rebecca Parks?
We cannot confirm until the autopsy is performed.
What about the clothing she was wearing? Was that similar to the clothing she was described leaving? I know there was two descriptions, but...
We can't answer that.
Yeah, no comment on that.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the area that she was found in, this body was found in, was it one of the areas that had already been searched by police or from that group?
It was not searched by that group. It wasn't no formal search party in that area.
So basically, and this is kind of where what I like hearing with the search parties, because you got law enforcement. You have to remember, this is an adult, okay? No matter how much law enforcement says they take these cases seriously, they do not, okay? Very, very rarely do you get law enforcement actually taking the case of an adult seriously right off the bat, okay? It just doesn't happen. I recommend that if you know somebody, or whatever the case may be, you go and sit your butt down at that sheriff's office until they take your case seriously, okay? If you have an adult missing person and you are scared out of your mind, do not let law enforcement tell you have to wait 24 hours. Do not let law enforcement tell you have to wait 48 hours. If they want to make you wait that long, you sit yourself in that chair until they get sick and tired of looking at you and they're willing to take you seriously. Because you don't have 24 hours or 48 hours to wait. Why? Because we are in a situation where somebody might lose their life if they're not found. So we don't have 24 to 48 hours to wait for our loved ones. So my recommendation is always go down to the law enforcement and sit your butt in that chair until somebody takes you seriously and fail to comply, everything respectfully. They tell you nobody can help you, that's all right. I'll sit here until somebody does, right? If they try to be and rattle your tray, thank you, I appreciate that, but I'm going to be right here until somebody takes my case seriously. And you keep repeating that no matter what they say to you, until somebody takes my case seriously, I will be right here. I need somebody to take my case seriously. I need somebody not to tell me that I need to wait 24 hours. Something is seriously wrong, and I need somebody to act. Right? So that's what you sometimes have to do. Okay? Do I think that that happened here? I do. I already heard that they had to wait 24 hours before she was reported missing. Okay? So I don't like hearing that language from law enforcement, because I will not, if I have somebody that I truly believe is missing, not just mad at me or whatever, truly missing and might be in danger, I am not leaving until law enforcement takes me seriously. Okay? I make a scene. I'm loud. I bring out all the detectives, all the people, until somebody takes me seriously. Okay? I do it respectfully. I do it non-combative, but I will get loud. Nothing tells me that I have to be nice in a sheriff's office. If they want respect, they'll show me respect. I'll show them respect back. But by God, you're going to take my report. Okay? There's ways to get things done, and I want to empower you to find that inner beast if you are in a situation like this. Okay? This family didn't really care for this young lady. Okay, the mom probably reported her missing just as a formality because she knew it was going to come and she would like to get ahead of that curve. Okay, something happened. It sounds like, according to law enforcement, they have evidence to produce to the jurors that will show that this family conspired with one another to take that child from this woman in such a gross, grotesque way, to the point that they basically kidnapped her and did what they did to her. Why were they not charged with kidnapping? I don't know. But let's keep listening. Is there any other details that they can provide?
Those citizens were searching it today, and they found the body.
Well, that area had been searched just by people in general, don't you think?
Yes, I think so.
And there's been a lot of hunters out in the area.
That's correct.
Do you believe that this body may have been placed there recently?
I don't have any comment on that at this time.
Good questions.
This is a very active investigation. There's a lot of moving parts, and we will, Sheriff will give updates as soon as it becomes available, but right now it's very active, so we have a lot of detectives
Great questions, though.
And department members working on this.
Can I ask about the
Good
baby?
morning.
No comment on that right now until the autopsy is complete.
Do you know when the autopsy is supposed to be done? Is it scheduled?
It is not scheduled yet.
Yeah, medical examiner is currently on the scene, so we'll know more later on that as well.
Any arrests yet?
Again, it's early in the investigation.
So no arrests were taking place. This was done 7 days ago, so we're at a week time. So this was when the the adult, excuse me, let me rephrase this. This seems like about the time, I would assume November 25th, right? They appear to be out at a area. They're saying they're waiting for the medical examiner. So I would presume that they're out in the national forest right now giving this update. They don't really know anything. They did ultimately find her body. They did confirm that it most likely is her body, but they can't formally say anything until the medical examiner confirms this. And they realize that the person that they're seeing is missing a child, and they don't have any cause of death to make an arrest. So no, it sounds like at this stage of the case, no arrests have been made. We know that has since changed.
Any other things that you can tell us?
Unfortunately, there's nothing more. We don't believe that the citizens at large are in danger by any stretch of the imagination. It's a tragic time in our county, and hopefully this brings some closure to this awful incident.
Was she visible? Like you could just see her wherever she was found?
I'm not going to comment on that as well either at this time.
Interesting. You know what? I don't recall that being a. I don't remember the group that found her saying anything whether she was above ground or below ground, but the way that they were describing it and the way they were able to see the belly, in all fairness, it doesn't sound like they were out there with digging equipment. So I'd venture to say that this person was probably covered with some debris, but on top of the ground potentially. That's just I want to clarify that it's not a fact. That is just my assumption based on very limited facts, and I did not see these people, and I don't remember exactly everything that I read. I've read a lot of stuff this morning. I've been up for several hours, and some of the stuff is you know.
Does it appear she's been deceased since the 3rd or 4th?
And those are details, again, that we can't comment on at this time, but hoping in the future that we can comment on that.
I would venture to say she's been deceased for 20 some odd days. They must have had a very well. The good news is I think because you know what I'm hearing here. I'm hearing that they were able to see her wounds. The people, the searchers that found her. So that tells me that there's still tissue attached to her. So and this being Michigan, we know that we're cold here in Florida, or cooler here in Florida, and we see the United States, and the United States is pretty cold right now, and it has been pretty cold for the last month, you know. So the good news is that coldness, especially out in the elements. Now, granted, there are wildlife. We can't do anything about wildlife, but for the most part, as far as her body being intact, these are the best. It sounds awful for me to say it, but it's the truth. These are the best elements that we could imagine for her. You know, not that I'm saying we like these elements or we like these details, but I'm just saying she's deceased. We're not bringing her back. You know, we want her case to be, you know, solved and everything like that. So in all fairness, I do believe that she, you know, her body was preserved because of the weather. And I hope that is the fact. And I hope that so much that they're able to find out what truly did happen to her. But it sounds like they have a good idea. And I'm telling you, I would never have imagined. I mean, I know pieces of garbage out there. But this, guys, this case is breaking my heart. Her own mother, her own sister, her fiance is wrapped up in this. Who the hell could this poor little girl trust? I'm calling her a little girl because she's 22 years old. She's just a baby. She's just a baby, and not one person in her entire life was trustworthy, really cared about her health, her well-being. I like it does something to me because, again, we come here every day, and I think one of the things that I just don't think we understand is how we have our family, like, come on, like, there's a few people, raise your hand, you don't have to say who it is publicly, but let's be honest, there's a few people in our family that we don't like, right? You know, I say Uncle Joe's a little creepy, but I'm not, I wasn't meaning it like politically, Uncle Joe. I'm just saying, because you know how I talk about average Joes. Joes are like, you know, John Doe, you know, whatever, Joe Doe, whatever. Anyways, I wasn't mean, but you guys know. You guys got, you know, that cousin that's all that, you know, that cousin that always brings like the prostitute to the turkey table, you know. We got that one person or a couple people in our family we don't like, but we still love them, right? Our heart would break if something happened to them. We'd understand, though. I'm sorry. We would understand, though. Motive for crime, I think, is the $2,000 inheritance, possibly. I do too. I think that really does have more motive than this child. I really do. It's so far-fetched to see her mom and stepfather, having fertility issues, but them wanting to, like, I don't know. I just feel like there's I don't know. I hope law enforcement truly has the evidence, because I'm hoping that they're not going to be reducing these charges, because that will cause problems. I have to think that they have enough evidence. I mean, torture, you have to have some serious probable cause for torture. I mean, probable cause is a low level. I mean, it's the lowest level of getting something over the legal line. That's why you can charge on probable cause, but you have to, be convicted beyond a reasonable doubt. You see what I'm saying? And I'm hoping they charge them with this, and I'm hoping they have evidence. They must have something that really identifies that this was the motive. Like, they targeted her. She didn't have a good relationship with her own mother. Her mother targeted her when she found out she was pregnant and wanted the baby. Like, this is far-fetched. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, this whole story feels like something out of what is it? That Andrews, A something Andrews. What is A.G. Andrews books? The ones that had all those weird, incestuous, crazy books of the 90s. V.C. Andrews. That's it. V.C. Andrews. That's it. The V.C. Andrews books. Am I saying it right? Having an ex-daughter-in-law, I couldn't turn my back. Exactly. V.C. Yep, that's it. That's it. Exactly. Want to be sleuthing. Okay, but you got the hooker. Okay, Betty, laugh out loud. You got the hooker family? I don't know what movie I was watching, but there was a movie I was watching, and they're from like New York, and it was the Italian guy, and I think it might have been like one of the movie. I think it might have been. I can't remember what movie it was, but I could have. They're talking about their cousin coming to the party with a prostitute, like she. And I'm sure she wasn't a prostitute. I'm sure she was just, like a floozy, right? That he probably picked up in a bar, big rouge. I don't think he was paying her. I just think, and that's what the family was saying, I know I watch it every single year around Christmas time, so it's got to be a part of one of our Christmas movies that we watch, and I can't remember which one it is. But as soon as I tell you, it's got to be a Lifetime video or something. If I find it, I'll let you guys know which one it was, so you guys can go watch the prostitute at the dinner table. I know you guys are all nosy like that. I truly get you. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah. Come on. It's a little weird, okay? My sister was in all that weird crap, and including Children of the Corn, okay? No, sir. Not today, Satan, okay? All right, V.C. Andrews, it's almost like Stephen King. Like, they're creeps, okay? I'm sorry. I know that they're worldwide recognized authors, but who the hell comes up with some kind of crap like that? They got to be twisted of the mind, okay? I'm just saying. They are twisted of the mind. They probably need to be, where is it? Do I have my jail cell? Where's my jail cell? I know I got a jail cell door on here somewhere. I hate having to keep looking for all these things. I want to save. There it is. I'm sorry. Somebody that could be so perverted and write that stuff down in a book, it just makes me wonder about the mental mind. Come on, guys. You guys know every time you pick up a book, even if it's good, like V.C. Andrews, but you got it, at least in the back of your mind. Come on. Don't lie. Acknowledge it. At least in the back of your mind, you wonder where these details came from. Come on. How many? Come on, raise your hand. Get your hand up high. Get your hand up high. When you find one of those books that's like wild, right? Just wild. You wonder what mental problem do they have? You really start wanting to know, what was their mama like? I'm sorry. I don't know. When I start reading this stuff, like, V.C. Andrews, and, a lot of that stuff is pretty taboo. Some of those things are pretty taboo she writes about. And you're wondering to yourself, like, what kind of lifestyle did this woman have to be writing about this taboo crap, And it makes you want to know, like, with Stephen King, is he really, like, it makes you feel like, he lives that double lifestyle, right? Come on, guys. You guys know that you wonder about Stephen King now. Now, he writes some creepy shit. I'm sorry. How do you get that creepy? Please, and how do you describe creep so well? That's what I want to know. How do you describe the creep so well? I mean, for you to describe how to gut someone and make it so graphic. What were you looking at? Were you looking at a bowl of spaghetti and said, I wonder if I can create a book about gutting someone? I mean, what was it? I'm just trying to figure it out. They do clap. That's the one. I like that one. This one's short. But sometimes we need to let people know how we really feel. Just say it. I don't even know what would happen if these book writers actually had like a tuna fish sandwich. We might be that's how Moby Dick was found, author. Somebody was eating a tuna fish sandwich, and next thing you know, you got a big whale eating a big boat, and people living inside of it. I don't know what Moby Dick's about. I never read Moby Dick. I got the footnotes. That's I got the footnotes. Just like Stephen King. I was not with Stephen King. My sister was with all that creepy crap. The V.C. Andrews books. I was with the Boxcar Kids, okay? I know you guys see Bullhorn Betty now and you're like, she was the Stephen King type. No, I was not. I was not the children. I was Boxcar Kids. I'm telling you. Have you guys seen those? I was Nancy Drew, okay? My sister was Stephen King. My sister was V.C. Andrews. My sister was Children of the Corn. Yeah, okay? So I don't want to hear it. I didn't like it. I like Terminator. I wasn't into the or the the clown, the it that creeps out of the, from underneath the road. No, not me. Never seen that movie before. I know, it's a classic. I'd still read it to this day. If I can find, I know those books are around. I don't know if they're at my mom's house or my dad's house, but I know one day I'm going to find my collection. I did have a collection. So I like those types of books. My sister liked the creep type of books. I turned out fairly normal. My sister turned out to be a creep. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't you know, it's just the opposite. She's the one with the nice house and the beautiful family, and Bullhorn Betty's here just with the puppy. But hey, it's life. V.C. Andrews. See what else we got. And the Detroit Press. Let's see what we got here.
Todd with today's Voice Briefing. It's Monday, December 1st, 2025.
This is Natalie Davies with the Detroit Free Press. A body found in Manistee National Forest on Tuesday, November 25th, was confirmed to be missing 22-year-old pregnant woman Rebecca Park, according to Wexford County Sheriff's Office. Rebecca Park was reported missing on November 4th and last seen alive near Cadillac and Boone Township. She was about 38 weeks pregnant at the time of her disappearance, and an autopsy confirmed her baby was missing. As of Saturday, November 29th, police are still searching for Parks' baby. The Michigan State Police, the FBI, and a number of local agencies, including Wexford County Sheriff's Office, Meskwaki County Sheriff's Office, and Cadillac Police Department are collaborating to investigate Parks' case. On Wednesday, November 26th, Parks' sister and fiancé were taken into police custody and charged with crimes. A court clerk could not confirm the crimes were related to Parks' case. Read more about Rebecca Park, the charges against her family members, and what we know about her case at freep.com. That's FREEP.com.
I'm Jenna Prestininski for the Detroit Free Press. You may have to pay more when sending packages.
Okay, so that sounds like the last little bit of that. And what else do we have here? Mom and stepdad charged. We found that they were charged with the most significant crimes. So whatever law enforcement has, I'm going to tell you right now, just from everything I'm reading here, law enforcement has something, okay? They're not making these charges. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're not making these charges. I'm done with this stuff here. So we're going to go ahead and let me put this back up. There we go. For everybody to see that. Let me move this one back over for you guys. There you go. They have something. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Do they potentially have something? No, they've got something. I don't know what the something that they have, but they have text messages. They have something going on with this woman, period. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it in my mind. Now that I know, because I mean, even with the torture charges, like I'm thinking that they got this case all wrong. But hearing you know the confidence when I've been around courts and attorneys and people since my 20s, okay? It's just, I've got an AA in paralegal studies. I don't use it very much anymore, but it gives me the ability to understand law, gives me the ability to understand and research criminal codes, different things for different states, just so I'm a little bit knowledgeable. It's not like I'm an attorney or anything like that, but I definitely have education at minimum in the law. And just seeing some of this stuff come out and seeing the body language of the prosecutors, it really kind of makes me feel like they've got something. This is not a situation where they're guessing, okay? I, at first, when I started hearing that, thought maybe they were just trumping up the charges because they want somebody to tell them where the baby is or something like that, you know, that maybe there was a substance, because all these people are on drugs. So I was thinking maybe it was a substance abuse issue where she OD'd and maybe they were trying to save the baby, and that's why they were trying to charge her with the torture. And I didn't watch, I pulled all these videos up, but I didn't watch the videos. I didn't watch the court hearing. I was just reading the information that I could acquire on Google, and obviously didn't search good enough because I didn't even realize these people had gone into the, had been presented, or that snippet, because you've seen all the videos. Not one video that pulled had any other snippet of that court hearing. So long story short is it sounds, after seeing the prosecutor and speaking the way the prosecutor speaks, they have data. They've got text messages. They've got communications between the mom, the stepdad, and the daughter, the other daughter. That is, without a doubt in my mind, after I heard how confidently they were about these charges, then I know for a fact that they've got a lot more that they're not telling us. They've got these people dead to rights. They're not going to be charging them with the kind of charges, maybe a homicide charge, but all these other charges, the torture, you know, those, like, there's criteria. There are statutes that say in order for you to charge this person with, say, torture, this element, and this element must be met. And so they have to type out an affidavit that says that this is the element 1, this is the element 2, this is the element 3, and therefore they because they meet these elements, they are being charged with torture. Okay, so you're talking about them being able to meet that minimum standard of torture. This is not something that they would do unless they have that. We've heard of abuse of a corpse before, right? We know that that's common, and usually they use that abuse of a corpse charge typically when there is when they move the body, right? But you hear a lot of standalone abuse of corpse cases where you have a person that has died by natural causes or an OD or an accident, and somebody gets scared and moves that body and hide, they get that abuse of corpse charge, and those can be standalone depending on the situation, but this one is coupled with the torture, the first degree homicide, and the forcing of the miscarriage. So we've got a little bit different facts in this one, and there's no way I believe that they would have put torture there unless they have met all of the elements for torture, and how confidently that person. Thank you, Tor. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club. So I just really believe they've got I think they've got the crime scene. I think they've got the text messages, and I think they've got the cell phone and vehicle data. I think they've got all of it, because they're not charging the fiance with these crimes. The people that are being charged with these crimes related to her death is her mother, her stepfather, and the sister. It very well may be that Richard didn't know that they were doing this, and they just, during their investigation, realized he was selling drugs and charged him with those, or they're charging him with these crimes, these insignificant crimes, and what do I mean by insignificant? He's being charged with basically slinging dope, okay? He's not being charged with homicide. He's not being charged with tampering with evidence. He's being charged with a substance abuse charge, while 3 other people are being charged directly in connection with the victim's death. So that's telling me something. That's telling me that law enforcement either believes he has information as a witness that will benefit them, but is concerned that his substance abuse might cause problems, so they need to put him behind bars and dry him out. Okay? Trust me, I know you guys are saying that there's no, I've seen it happen. Okay? If they can charge you on something, they will. The reason why I know it's happened is we're going to go back to Layla Santinello, okay? Because I believe that's exactly what they did with her boyfriend, Michael. They threw him in jail, and I think they threw him in jail because he was not telling them information about Layla, and they needed to sober him up because he was so strung out that he was not a benefit to them, even though he had nothing to do with her disappearance. He was on my radar for a really long time, I will tell you that, Mike, Layla's boyfriend. But, with new information and stuff like that, he's not really that much on the radar. Do I believe he has information and knows what happened? I do. But, he didn't, but they threw him in jail, basically. They had a charge, and they weren't fluffing charges like they did for that chick in California. What was her name? Ashley Buzzard, right? They weren't fluffing. They had legitimate charges. I like low-hanging fruit. When I say low-hanging fruit, I'm not talking about making up charges to arrest people. I'm talking about going back through their history and finding legitimate charges that you can charge them with that the statute of limitations haven't ran out on. Legitimate charges, not fluffing charges, not trumping or chumping up charges, charging them legitimately. I never believe or ever want law enforcement to make up charges to throw somebody behind bars. I want them legitimate charges. I do believe that there is a way to do everything we need to do under the law. I don't think law enforcement needs to skirt the law. And you guys know my stance on law and order in our country and in our states. I'm law and order. I'm 100% law and order. Was I once that? No, I used to be a hooligan. Okay? All right? My 20s were something out of The Shining, okay? While I didn't hurt anybody, I really just destroyed myself. At the end of the day, I know what unruly is. I like ruly. Okay, I like to know that we have law and order. I like things being. I don't like to be dealing with shenanigans. I don't like dealing with hooligans. I have changed my life because I don't think it's fair for people to deal with my hooliganness, right? So what did I do? I loved thy neighbor and changed my life so they didn't have to deal with the shenanigans. And that's what I want. I want these substances to stop coming into this country. I want our country and our people to heal. I want them to get their lives together because I know that they don't want this for their lives. They're just dealing with it. And I want better for people, and I don't want to see cases like this. This is a highly disturbing case for me. Okay, this is a highly disturbing case for this channel and for you guys. Okay, and I don't know how YouTube is going to manage this case, but this is going to be one of those cases that are going to be epic because many people cannot understand how a mother, whether you're a crap mother and had your children taken away from you and your children decided to come back and have a relationship with your sorry ass, and then you take the child that actually showed you the kindness and you took her out to steal her kid. Like, what the hell is wrong with society? Okay? So this is going to be one of those cases that are without, I can tell you, are going to go viral. I mean, when do you hear details like this of cases? This here is highly disturbing. This is going to be a viral case. This is going to be one that has people tune in. When this goes to trial, we will run this trial on this channel. Okay, because we want to know what's going to happen. We may not cover this trial because, you know, there's not really a whole lot left here. I mean, we have a baby to find, right? But this baby, this woman disappeared. At least we know when she disappeared and when she was reported. It tells me that they know that that they have proof of life at some point for her. And so from that point of proof of life to when they find her body, they need to fill in every bit of the gaps. Okay. Law enforcement and the detectives needs to fill in that timeline from the time she was last observed by a third party when we know that she was absolutely 100% alive to the point where she is found deceased in that national forest. Every second has to be accounted for of where she is. And it's going to be within that time frame where we start having an idea of where this child may be. Whatever these people did, I don't believe at this point this child survived whatever this child went through. Okay, I believe that we're dealing with a situation where we have a mom and a child deceased. I believe the mom died first, then the child, due to everything that these non-medical professionals did to that mother and to this child, this slicey dicey thing that they did. I don't like it. You know, I have some medical training, you know, up to a CNA type of training. Okay, I have been trained in CPR. I have been trained in a lot of different things, and I have been trained in childbirth. You know, in a emergency situation. You know, I'm not a doula, never got licensed for that, but we have been trained on proper care, you know, proper delivery in case you're in, just a lot of different types of training that you kind of get. And I got to tell you, I don't understand how to get a baby out of somebody's body outside of the natural way. Even with that limited education, which I think is more education than many people have, right? But that right there, it's just weird for me because I feel like I would be better able to get it, and I still don't know. And I'm looking at all these hopheads here, you know, these junkies, and how the hell would they know how to do this? You know, how do we know that the baby wasn't injured in this process? You know, and why did they have to do it that way? You know, when a person loses their life, their muscles and stuff, they don't contract anymore. There was other ways to deliver this baby. I'm just saying, you know, it would have been a little more difficult, but there would have been other ways to deliver the baby so you didn't have to injure the child. I don't know. It's a sad case. Rebecca Parks, if people are covering this case, show them support, because I have a funny feeling for until it's so viral that YouTube can't really do anything about it. I'm sure that they're going to try to work very tirelessly to keep the story constrained, And if people are covering this, as true crime content creators are covering this case, please support them. But again, for those that are just coming in, I'm not going to be here. I've been I have a lot of pain going on in my shoulders and my back and neck. But our lineup for today after this show is going to be Summer Wells, Lillian Jack Sullivan, Sebastian Rogers on the political side. I'll be preparing a report on the filibuster in my position to remove it. We got, Pete Hegseth is being accused of war crimes for his commanders choosing to sink a boat. And the Tennessee elections, Van Epps won in Nashville, which was something we were, at least on the Republican ticket, were eyeballing, as that was a needed seat. We could not lose that seat. We owned that seat before. And then, of course, all this special election came in, and we won the seat again. So it wasn't like we gained a seat or lost a seat, but we were up to losing a seat if he didn't win in Tennessee. And you guys know I'm eyeballing Tennessee because we're going to be putting a lot of physical efforts into the state of Tennessee and a certain district in Kentucky, Tom Massey's district in Kentucky. We're working to take Tom Massey out. If you guys are in Kentucky, I'm going to ask you for your support. Tom Massey is causing problems. Whatever you do, vote for somebody else. We've got somebody in mind, and I think Donald Trump has already endorsed another candidate, and there's a lady that's from Israel that just basically put $20 million into that competition, that stuff. So I think we're going to be in a good position to try to take Tom Massey out this year. So I'd like to see that. So if you guys are Kentucky and you guys are in Tom Massey, I'm going to ask you guys to boot him. Okay? I know that he's a popular independent, but he's not conservative. Okay? He's turned into a liberal. Okay, I'm all for conservatives. There's conservatives, independent conservatives. There's Democrat conservatives. There's Republican conservatives, and we went through that. I'm a C. Okay, I'm tired of identity politics. I'm a conservative. Okay, and there's a lot of people like me on every single side of the aisle. So we need to start getting back to that. But Tom Massey is not a conservative. Okay, he is not. He's just turned. He's doing everything he can to fight conservatism. So we need him out. So if you're in Kentucky, I'm asking for you to please vote for anybody other than Tom Massey. Also, if you're in McConnell's district, we have Nate Morris, okay? McConnell's district in Kentucky, Nate Morris is the guy you guys are going to want to be voting for. Nate Morris. Don't forget that. And then I'm going to be doing a report locally here for the state of Florida. It's going to be a general article, and it's going to be about the good old boy system and how it's destructive in our small communities. And then lastly, I'm going to do a report for my local area, which I don't think I have a whole lot of local viewership on this channel, but I will be posting a report related to the state Doge report for Manatee County, where I live, and how my county stacked up, and they didn't do good. Okay, and that's why I'm irate. My county didn't do good. My county should be. We have a fully conservative and Republican board. We all believe in less government and lower taxes. My Republican conservative board has increased taxes, bloated our government. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. I'm meeting with my commissioners. They're all going to know this is not going to happen unless they want to deal with me. And trust me, nobody wants to deal with Bullhorn Betty. You guys know that. I mean, every single hate channel talks about how people can't stand to deal with me. You're damn right. I am literally the boil on the ass, and when I throw a temper tantrum, nobody wants to deal with it. So they want to calm it down really quick before it festers up and blows up, and that's what's going on. So I've already got some people that have reached out to me to sit down and talk to me about my grievances, and I've ignored those conversations for the time being. I'm trying to decide what I want to do and how I want to handle. But I have a funny feeling. It's just, I don't like going in there and pushing weight. I don't like manhandling my county. But at the end of the day, how much bullshit are you going to put up with? I'm getting my garbage picked up literally once a week now. I walk outside, there's trash littered up and down my road. I've got maggots in my garbage can. This is not working for me, okay? So you guys are going to probably see a little bit more of a radical Betty locally on my local politics. If you guys do follow me there, I do post some of the stuff up here on my channel of the work I do, because I think it's important for you guys to see the work, because I don't want you guys to, because all this is supporting me, okay? We support me on this true crime stuff, but you know I'm a political activist and advocate as well. So this is supporting me politically as well. And I think that the people in my audience deserve to know where your money is being spent. And your money is being spent on a whole host of things, including my advocacy for conservative causes. And if it's not something that you agree with or want, then I'm very transparent. I don't want you to have buyer's remorse, okay? What you see is what you get. If you like to support somebody that actually does something and just doesn't sit behind a computer, then you're getting your money's worth. Okay? And it's not just here in the state of Florida. I'm about to go to Kentucky. You guys know I'm all over the country. I've been all over the country long before I came here to true crime. I'm giving my expertise to the true crime community. That's why I say it's a privilege to be on this channel, not a right. We will boot anybody and everybody that doesn't respect that. So hopefully we get some things done. But I can tell you here, in this particular case that we're talking about with Rebecca Parks, this is some disturbing stuff. Okay, this is really, really, really disturbing. Who in their right mind thinks of this shit? Excuse my language, but who? What? Who? Let me go to the alcoholic. I wonder who took him. Took who? I do too. I've already taken, I didn't know which one to, you can tell, like, it is swollen back here. Like, it is swollen. So I've taken 3 ibuprofens and 3 Aleve. Okay, I made sure they were 2 hours apart, but like my neck, you can see it is completely swollen back here. I have like a huge lump. It is sore. It hurts. I'm in a lot of pain. I've got to get some ice on it. I'm going to be doing a lot of work from the room today. And so I wanted to give you guys an idea of what our agenda for today is. So if it's something that you guys would like to support and stuff like that, I will tell you where this stuff is going. But we got so many different channels here. If you guys haven't signed up or followed me on Bullhorn Betty on my personal channel, you're going to want to do that. I've got a personal fan club on my personal channel, and I drop a lot of my local stuff. So if you're from Florida, okay, or you're from my community, you're going to want to be on that Bullhorn Betty fan page versus my Bullhorn Betty fan page, because that talks about Florida. I talk about a lot of Florida stuff going on, and I talk about a lot of local stuff here in Manatee County that go on. Right from that, you don't need to friend me. You can just follow that account. You'll get it. And that also is linked to my Instagram account. So when I post things on my Instagram account, it posts on that particular Bullhorn Betty page for my personal Facebook. And so I will be dropping on there reports for the Good Old Boys Club and the destruction, as well as my report for Manatee County from the state Doge stuff. I will be doing that on that channel. And that will also, I think I only have one personal channel of these. Yes, I do. And everything else is Bullhorn Betty. So everything else is going to be like my political, the filibuster article, my article about Pete Hegseth and the war crimes. That is going to be posted on X, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as TikTok, Right Move channels. And then, of course, Rebecca, Summer, Lily, and Sebastian, those will all be on all of our Bullhorn Betty channels. I will be splitting some up because we have 2 Bullhorn Betty channels on TikTok and 2 Bullhorn Betty channels on YouTube. So I will be doing Rebecca and Summer Wells on the main YouTube account, and I'm going to be doing Lily and Jack Sullivan, as well as Sebastian Rogers. I'll be dropping videos for them on Bullhorn Betty 2 accounts. So that's the Bullhorn Betty crime stories and my second account on on TikTok. So I will try to remind you guys by posts on Facebook, or excuse me, if I post on YouTube, I'll try to get in there and post when I do post these, wherever I post them. I'll try to, for this channel, I'll try to make sure that you guys know where those are all posted to. But that's going to be kind of the schedule for today. So I hope you guys are going to do good. But this is going to be the only studio live that we do. Okay. So I just wanted to also let you guys know that I love you to death, but I just want to be super transparent today, because yesterday was a hot mess express. I didn't get half the crap I needed to get done yesterday because I was so angry and tied up with the political stuff and the fact that I have a good old voice system that has managed to rear its ugly head in my own county. And you guys know I will not put up with that. 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 I will scream. I will be in those county meetings screaming. I will make sure every single freaking politician in Manatee County does not want to deal with Bullhorn Betty. Okay, I will not deal with a good old voice system in my town. I will not do it. I dealt with it once before. I will not do it again. I will not do it again. Because I'm telling you, we are going to. I'm going to start setting up a nonprofit and a political PAC, and I'm going to start freaking kneecapping these people politically if they're going to keep doing this crap. I'm going to be coming after it. And listen, I'm telling you this, and the people that are in this county, including my developers, Pat Neal, Carlos Baruf, I'm going to start causing problems with your developments. Okay? Lawfully and legally. I'm going to start protesting them. I'm going to start signing them. I'm going to start, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start causing a shit ton of problems in Manatee County. I'm going to be just the pain in the ass that nobody can deal with if this is what I got to deal with. You know, I stepped away, and every time I step away, I come back, and people are having pissing contests. It's what happened with KVO and George Cruz, and now it's what's happening with George Cruz and Bob McCann. Okay, I'm not doing it. Bob McCann should be freaking chair, and I got to deal with freaking Tal's ass, and Tal won't even freaking show up for work. I'm angry. I'm angry. So you guys are gonna see. A little bit of a politically strong Betty kind of coming out over the next several months. I don't know what else to do. But I'm not going to put up with this. My diplomacy my give a damn is busted. Okay, and I don't know what I'm prepared to do yet, but I'm prepared for change, and I'm prepared to do something, and I'm prepared to start holding. You know, the builders never had to deal with me. It's the politicians, and my developers keep buying my politicians and keep thwarting the will of the residents here. Well, then it's time for me to start introducing myself to these builders. You want to develop in this community, and you want to think you're gonna buy and pay for my politician, the politicians that are here to represent our residents, and you think you're going to do that because you got money and you're the one that funds their political aspirations? Well, let me start dinging your pocket. Let you start dealing with me. Let me let you start realizing that we're not going to put up with this anymore. So I've been dealing with the politicians, but now I'm ready to switch gears because nothing has worked. Every single politician we put in those seats, we always seem to get a block of 4 that are bought and paid for by these politicians. And I'm going to say right here and right now, and you guys, I know we got hate channels. Their names is Carlos Baruf, okay? Carlos Baruf, Manatee County, right? These are our public figures, very well known in this county. You can send this to him. Pat Neal is another developer, well known public figure in this county. You can clip it and send it to him, because now they're going to have to start dealing with me. I'm going to be at those planning commissions. I'm going to be raising my voice. I'm going to be smearing as many people as I can smear until we get these things until you get sick and tired of living with me in my mouth and you're ready to start complying. We're going to be there making sure that my voice and the community's voice is heard out there on these streets in Manatee County. Because I'm not putting up with this shit. We've got people wanting to add another tax for the sheriff, and we got our garbage down to 1 day. We're about to rock your world. We're about to rock your world, Manatee County. I don't think you want to play, but hey, we're all up for the game. So that's the world of politics. The world of politics. I hope you guys get involved. Get involved in your community, because you see all the problems I have in my community. And if you don't have those problems in your community, that means you're not showing up. Because I guarantee my problems are not unique, folks. My problems are not unique. You have these same problems in your community that I have in mine. And the reason why you don't know you have them is because you're not looking for them, okay? You got problems. You're being taxed out the wazoo. You guys in Pennsylvania, you guys don't even have your government paying for your own road maintenance. You guys are being screwed, okay? You've got a lot of work to do there in the state of Pennsylvania. So if you sticking your head in the sand and saying, oh, everything's so hunky-dory here in Pennsylvania. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. You got problems in Tennessee. You got a whole bunch of good old boy system and corruption in Tennessee. So if you're in Tennessee and you don't have problems, you ain't looking. You're not doing your job. There's a whole lot of problems in Tennessee that need to be corrected. We need to get our people out there, all of our people, because the people in this chat, whether you have a D or an R next to your name, you guys are good people. You guys come here every single day to affect change. And so I'm going to need you guys to start affecting change on both sides of the aisle, because we've got to do that. We got to do that for our victims and for ourselves, because we don't want to be victims. So let's get out there and do what we need to do, folks. Do what we need to do. I'm doing my part here in Manatee County. Okay? I'm doing my part here in Manatee County. And you guys see, I got a lot of problems here. So if you guys want to join the cause, please start getting your voice. Just show up. You don't even have to say anything. Just start going to the meetings. Because I'm going to tell you, there's going to be something that you're going to hear that's going to make your blood boil. And you're going to get up behind that microphone and you're going to speak your mind. Okay? That's all I want. That's all I want. Just show up. Just start showing up. Start showing up for your county. If you're in the city, start showing up for your city hall meetings, okay? Just start showing up. You don't have to speak. You don't have to speak. When it's your time to speak, God will move you. I promise you. I promise you. When it's your turn, God will move you, okay? I just want you to start showing up. I want you to start getting involved in your communities and your counties. That's what I want you to do. I want you to start making changes you think you need to make, not what Bullhorn Betty thinks that need to be made. I want you to evaluate your own community and figure out what needs to be changed. Is there a traffic light broken? Is there a pothole in your road? You are paying for those things to be repaired. Make sure that they're repaired. Do your part for your community. Do your part. All right, guys, I'm done with my soapbox. We'll be back later today to speak about Summer Wells. Again, on the Bullhorn Betty crime story side, we have Lily and Jack Sullivan and Sebastian Rogers. So please don't forget to sign up, and we will see you guys most likely in the morning. I will come back live later today, but it's only going to be on portrait mode, okay? So I'm just going to forewarn you right now, we're not going to do a live in the studio. It's going to be in portrait mode, and I'm going to be in bed. And if people have a problem with it, too bad. Not my problem, okay? I'm in a lot of pain. I'm going to ice my shoulder. I'm going to ice my back. And I still have a lot of work to do today, so I've got to do it from the bed, okay? So that's where I'm at for today. That's where we'll be at. And then tomorrow morning, we'll start off. Pray that my back is... Did anybody hear about... Before we leave, hold on a second. I know what I was going to look for. I know exactly what I was going to look for. Hold on a second. Okay, let me just look at something real quick. All right, I didn't see anything. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I was hopeful that we would have some good news on the E front. You know, Mr. and Mrs. E, they need prayer. They need a lot of prayer. Oh, hey, Stuffers, you're on the wrong, where are your best PJs? I know, I'll be there. I'm already out of my PJs this morning. So, like I said, I've been in a lot of pain for a while. So I got up, I put like the compression, bra on to help pull that back muscle in. And, I've got, I feel like I just need to have my my ice going across and just hitting that one spot. I've already taken some ibuprofen, which I know has the anti-inflammatory in it, and I took some Aleve that'll help, because Aleve works with my pain, but nothing. I mean, we've been on here for over 2 hours, and I still am in pain. I've taken 3 ibuprofen and 3 Aleve this morning. Okay, I should like, the pain should be subsided at this point, and it's not. So I think the only thing that's going to help it, and I've been having a lot of back problems this time of year. I don't know what's going on. The only thing that I did this year that I didn't do last year is decorate, put my lights up and stuff like that. I don't know what I did yesterday to today that caused this. This could be just for my stress, to be honest with you, because the stuff that happened yesterday, I was angry. I was angry, but I was hurt because I've always considered Mike, to be just kind of, I feel like he's been fair. I feel like he wouldn't bend to, he knows Tao was not the best suited for that, and he still voted with the block. He was the tiebreaker. He really was. And he should have done the right thing. I know for a fact he did not do the right thing. Okay? He did not do the right thing. And so that really, really upsets me. Really, really, really upsets me. Yeah, I don't believe in chiropractors, though. Stuffers. I just don't. It's because I had neck surgery and I had neck surgery, and of course I had to have a neurosurgeon and a physical therapist, and the physical therapist drove into my head, don't use a chiropractor, just like a chiropractor always drills in your head, don't use a physical therapist. So it's one of those things, who's good, who's not good, which one's better, physical therapy or chiropractor? I don't know. I personally pop my own bones, so it's like, that was the biggest thing about the physical therapist, is that they don't really pop bones. They basically, move the stuff through different turns, bends, therapies that they find, stuff like that. So no, I don't go to a chiropractor. I've got titanium in my neck. I've had nothing but back problems, Like I said, when I got out of the legal stuff, if I really wanted to, I could have went on disability. Like my health records, like my bones and my back, they're so bad that I could literally qualify for disability. The only reason why I never qualified for disability is because you can't make you're stuck on disability. You can't make any money, and even with my disability, I make more money not being on disability than I would on disability. But either way, it's the fact that I can't do anything. Like I wouldn't be able to do anything on disability. And I'm not doing all that. But I do have a really bad back. I know that I'm going to have to have major back surgery at some point, and it kind of sucks a little bit, but that's kind of, we'll deal with that at that time. I'm hoping, I'm 46 now. I'm hoping I can, you guys know I'm a planner, right? I'm very strategic about most of the stuff. Sometimes I fall short and sometimes I don't. Okay. And this is one of the things I'm just praying to God I can deal with this until I'm 65, right? I'm praying to God that I do not have to pay for back surgery or pelvis or hip or anything, because I know it's all this region, okay? I'm praying to God I don't have to pay for that out of pocket myself. It'd be ungodly, even with insurance, you're still looking at, most insurance, you're still forking over, $3,000 to $5,000. Okay. And some of them it's $3,000 to $10,000, for surgeries and stuff like that. It does help me. I love Aleve. I get the Aleve. I like the, arthritis. I don't have arthritis. At least I don't think I have arthritis, because I don't have pain every day or anything like that. But I like the arthritis one, because it seems like it works quicker. That's why I like it. They have the Aleve, and then they have like the Aleve for arthritis, or the one for the arthritis. I don't know what it is with the arthritis one, but it seems like it works better. Not better. I shouldn't say it like that. Quicker. I noticed that I get relief from that quicker. And I realized the Aleve that I got, now it's not the arthritis Aleve, but I love Aleve. I do Aleve and ibuprofen. I'm not aspirin. I'm not Tylenol person. I really, actually, to be honest with you, I stopped using Tylenol years ago. Years and years and years ago. And the reason why I did is because Tylenol, when I had a headache or, the reason why I quit using it is period cramps, right? When I was younger, I had a lot of period cramps. And so I didn't like, because again, I'm cheap. Even back then, I was cheap. I was born a freaking conservative. Don't ask me. I don't know why. I just was. And so I didn't want to pay for the, the bloat medicine because it was like $2 or $3 extra for the medication, and I could get ibuprofen. So I ended up getting ibuprofen, but Tylenol never took my pain away. Ibuprofen took my pain away a lot better than the Tylenol. But when they came out with Aleve and Aleve became OTC, holy crap, or at least widely known, naproxen, the generic form of it, when that started coming out, like that was a game changer for me. I could take 2 of those, or, like when I went out and dug ditches, because my dad was an electrician, and I had worked with him and stuff like that. So I'd go out and have to dig a 250-foot trench by hand, right? We didn't have machines. My daddy was also a conservative. He was a conservative Democrat, and he dug up we didn't use equipment to dig up yards. It was manual labor, so I was the manual labor. I got paid $5, and usually I loved what was it? Long John Silver's. Long John Silver's. I was born cheap, okay? I was born cheap. And what was it? It was so I worked for $5. I would get $10 a day if he didn't buy my lunch, but I have to pay for my own lunch, so I only got $5 a day. And I was happy. I was so happy getting that damn $5. I tell you what, it was the best day. The best part of my day was getting that $5 bill from breaking my back for 8 hours. Child labor laws did not exist back in them days, okay? I'm just saying. They probably did, but nobody enforced them, okay? And not only that, but us kids, you know what? You're either out there in the front yard pulling weeds, or you're out there with daddy at work, digging trenches. One way or another, they're keeping the children busy, okay? They're keeping the children busy. But I gotta tell you, I could swallow 5 Aleve, and I would have no pain. I would go to bed. Are you just sitting over here whimpering? Am I just hearing this little thing whimper? Come here. She ready to go potty? Come on. All right, you sit right here until we're done. We're almost done, little lady. Okay, come on, get your. Okay, are you situated? Okay, all right. She was whimpering. She was whimpering. Like I kept hearing. Like, what the heck is that? And I realized she's just standing here whimpering. Hi, you need to go potty? Is Emily out? You wanted to go see Emily? Is that what it is? That is absolutely what it is, because now she's ready to get down. So, yeah, no, it's not a fetch moment. It is a Emily's out front barking moment, and she wants to go out and see her friend. That's what it is. Because I just realized it's 9:47, and when we went out this morning, it was too early. Her neighbor girl wasn't up yet. I don't think Glenn wakes up until, like 7:30. I am up at... I was up at 4:30 this morning. I tried to roll over and go to sleep, but next thing you know, Delilah woke up, so she started coming up the bed, and then she started licking me on the ear, then licking me on the face, then licking me on the lips, and I'm like, I don't want to be licking you on the lips, and so I wake up, and then she jumps on my chest, so then it's like, okay, I'm awake. Let's go! I guess she gotta go potty. Time to get up, time to go take her out. So, anyways, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out. I do appreciate all of you. We just going over this new case. It's the case of Rebecca Park. She is a beautiful 22-year-old woman that lost her life, and it sounds like by her own biological mother. A very twisted story, and we're going to continue to dive into this case, this horrific case of a woman that lost her baby in such a brutal and graphic way. It's just it's hard. It's hard to fathom the inhumane actions of some people in our society. So we pray that this child is okay. But we all kind of know, we can always wish and hope, but we kind of all know how these things end. And I don't think this is going to be that much different. I think we're dealing with despicable people that thought they had a plan. The plan went terribly south, and they have now themselves in quite of a pickle. I don't know why anybody thinks hurting somebody or committing homicide is going to make their problems better. I will tell you, they will not. It will destroy you. Why do people keep doing this? Do you really think your uneducated asses are really going to be smarter than law enforcement? That is like the number one thing that I want to ask half these people, because half these people are so freaking uneducated, and they know they're uneducated. They know they're stupid, okay? They don't think clearly. They know this. Their life shows it. They at some point, and for them to think that they are going to literally be smarter than law enforcement. I just, what is wrong with these people? It's sick. And how do they get so many people on board with this nonsense? Look at this. It's like Austin Drummond. He had 4 other people arrested with him for helping him. Who in the blessed right mind would do something like this? What is wrong with a lot of you? Not you guys. People that are coming by saying, well, it just happens. No, it doesn't just happen. Doesn't just happen. Anyways. All right, guys, rock it up with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. And we got a little Delilah here that needs to go out. So God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you soon.